The elephant, the largest land animal. The chimpanzee, the smartest animal. The majestic and strong gorilla. And the clever hunter, the otter. But what do all of these animals have in common? They are all endangered. Imagine a world without elephants or pandas. It would be a world that would feel a bit strange and incomplete for us, like how our ancestors would feel without animals that existed in their times, like the passenger pigeon, the Tasmanian tiger, and more. Why are these species being threatened with extinction? Many species are becoming endangered because of us, humans. But why? Well, there are many reasons. Let's talk about one you've probably heard before: poaching. Poaching is a major issue around the world. Per year, hunters are said to kill over 100 million species in the United States alone. Although poaching has seen some decrease, particularly in rhino poaching, it is still a big problem with thousands of endangered animals dying each year. Some governments in the world have weak judicial systems and are corrupt, so sometimes poaching can go scot-free. A good example of animals that have been severely affected by poaching is elephants. At the beginning of the 20th century, there were a few million African elephants and approximately 100,000 Asian elephants. Now there are about 415,000 African elephants and 35,000 to 40,000 Asian elephants, and today, elephants are now considered endangered. Another big reason why animals are threatened with extinction is habitat loss. Habitat loss has been a big problem for many endangered animals around the world. Habitat loss can destroy ecosystems, disrupt migration, cause flooding, make pollution, and create many more calamities. A good example of habitat loss is deforestation. We interviewed a forestry expert about deforestation, and we asked her how deforestation could kill animals. She said, when you cut down a tree or an animal's home, it has no place to live, so the animal may not have the resources for it to survive. In 2001, around 13.5 million trees were destroyed. In 2020, that number almost doubled to 26 million. Deforestation has been on the rise in recent years due to a number of factors like the growing demand for cultivation and infrastructure. An instance of large deforestation in one area is the deforestation of Borneo's rainforests. Due to the need for more land for cultivation, scientists estimated that about 29,000 square kilometers of Borneo's rainforest were cut down between 1985 and 2001. Borneo's rainforest houses many endangered animals, like orangutans, that could go extinct from deforestation. Another human activity leading to habitat loss is the building of dams. A World Wildlife Fund study found that 509 dams were planned or under construction in protected areas. Dams can disrupt fish migration routes and can cause flooding of large areas where animals live. They also obstruct the flow of sediments to the coast, which can cause coastal erosion. An example of an animal being threatened by habitat loss due to coastal erosion is the sea turtle. These two threats are the biggest threats to endangered animals, but there are many other threats like bycatch, climate change, overfishing, invasive species, and more. But why is it important to protect these animals before it's too late?
Endangered species play an important role in our ecosystems. They help many different animals and plants regularly in many different ways. One of the main ways endangered animals help us is with pollination. Pollination is very important because it is the way that many plants can reproduce. Pollination leads to the production of plants. We can eat and gain products like medicine and seeds that humans and nature can grow for more plants. Around 75% of food crops are pollinated by insects and other animals. And mostly of all, plants in forests are pollinated by animals. The extinction of pollinators may lead to a reduction in seed and fruit production, resulting in the extinction of many essential plants. A good example of declining pollinators is the honeybees. Bees pollinate around 250,000 species of plants, including a lot of the 87 crops that humans rely on for food, such as apples, almonds, and other things. In 1946, there were around 5.8 million hives in the US. In 2006, that number dropped to around 3.8 million hives. Another pollinator that is declining is the flying fox. Flying foxes are the only pollinators of some plants. They have been overhunted in places with some species going extinct. A study showed that 289 plant species, like eucalyptus and agave, were dependent on flying foxes, and those plants gave 448 valuable products. An apex species is a species that is at the top of their ecosystem's food chain. Apex species are becoming endangered day by day. They majorly help our ecosystems and play many roles. One of the roles of apex species is that they bring balance to the food chain by preventing the overpopulation of animals lower in the food chain, like deer. An example of when animals low in the food chain overpopulated is when deer took over Yellowstone National Park because human interactions killed off the wolves. With the spike in the deer population, there was not a lot of greenery left as the deer had eaten all of it, and many animals left Yellowstone to look for food elsewhere.
Endangered animals also help with biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of life on Earth. It is very important because it enables a balance in the ecosystem. Different organisms play different roles, such as in pollination, seed dispersal, climate regulation, nutrient cycling, and control of agriculture pests. If one species goes extinct, it affects the resilience of entire ecosystems. Now, you might be wondering what ways that you can help endangered animals. For example, you could reuse, reduce, recycle. We're pretty sure that you've heard of the 3 R's and essential to helping the environment. Educate. You can educate people so that they become more aware of endangered animals and reflect on what they did that affected the animals and then think about how they could help. You could volunteer. Use power-efficient light bulbs that save energy. Conserve water, turn off the tap while brushing your teeth, etc. Eat sustainably. Try to eat less meat because the animals that you are eating need space to live, and you need to turn wild land into grazing land for the animals, which means habitat loss. Use eco-friendly transportation like biking, walking, or carpool. Plant a tree. You can plant a tree and give us oxygen. Plus, you are rewilding the world.
Here are some things that we have done to help endangered animals. We conducted a survey in our school community to see how alert our people are about endangered animals. These pie charts show some of these results. We have learned many new things from then. We also made a raffle ticket to help local Ethiopian NGOs. We sold one ticket for 50 baht and we gathered up. The total is 2,500 baht, which in dollars is $57. We had an exhibition for our parents and teachers. We made them aware of the world is important and we should help endangered animals.
Through this exhibition, we have learned many things about endangered animals and how they play an important role in the balance of ecosystems. We hope that we have helped by creating more awareness in our community. Let us work together for a better world.